It doesn't matter if you like the Phoenix, because nobody cares. Going into this one, it's going to be super exciting to see. I know GB enjoyed that. Probably nobody else at home did as well. They're like 4 wrestling fans having the best day of their life. But yeah, I genuinely think going into this one, this is probably his strongest agent at the moment on this map. Like, I think everywhere else, like Pearl has been a little bit shaky. I think on Breeze, I really don't know. But I think he makes so much space that even putting him onto the Jet wouldn't have that same level of value. On the other side, the thing I really want to highlight is Marv. I think Marv on that defensive side, when it comes down to his Astra usage, I think he's one of the best Astras in the world as well. It seems like the fans are very excited to be getting into this one as we head into the final map of Ascent.
The barrier's already up, and we've seen some utility as they contest the control of B main. Team Liquid have Solkas on the other side. Prowler's detected some enemies. They know now that that space is being taken. OpTic are raring to go on the B side, but as the smoke fades, they don't make a move. Instead, they're going to look elsewhere, try to spot out mid, make sure there's no aggression coming through, but here's the reset, and here's the push to come in right afterwards. The reveal still confirms there's players close. They might not know there's this many. Victor, where is this going now? Oh, he's got him!
Yeah, Solkas goes for the push into the smoke. Not expecting them to be that close, and sure, the fragment's going to do a little bit of damage on the way through, but just look at the amount of space that Victor has already taken. The site completely under the control of this attacking side. The flash has come through! Yumpy has just domed out Victor, and they've been able to reclaim this much faster than you might have expected. But look at the push through Finesse! He's going to try and fight it, but he's got nothing for it!
Oh, what a push by Crashies! Recovering the advantage! Keeping the numbers in play for OpTic, and he's resetting. He might even do it again. There he comes, and well, the kill might not be his. But the round is OpTic's, and that's all that matters. Another pistol under the North American's belt.
It's scrappy. I think that could be the story of this match, honestly. Like a little bit of over-aggression from Solkas, expecting them to be a little bit further back. By the way, that is a ridiculous stat. That's actually ridiculous, especially when you consider how map number 1 went and how things were going for Team Liquid in the majority. The fact that he's still 13-1 in opening duels, I'm almost going to discredit anyone on the team that takes an opening duel instead of Ye at this point, because he barely loses.
This guy was doing a lot of that with the Headhunter as well. The value found on Bind on those long peaks, shutting down Demasic at times right off the rip. It's just looked so good. And Ye with a good game. We need to see someone on Team Liquid match that performance here. 1-0 as we start. And that puts Team Liquid down to pistols. It's not like they're doing anything massively special here. And over on OpTic, a flash through the smoke, a Prowler, a drone, a lot committed. But just one piece of utility back in the other direction, and they slow it all down.
Okay, good luck out from Mark. The real danger man from this round gone. The Headhunter won't be showing anything for the rest of the round, and you can see because of that, there's had to be a little bit more aggression elsewhere. They've lost that mid control. Solkas goes looking into B but spots nothing, and now they're going to start lurking back in this direction. He might lose his life here, and instead he gets the info.
Yeah, but as he falls back, you know, these guys are hot on his tail. They've seen exactly where he went to. Shock darts on the way, pre-fires, looking to even get a shot off in that scenario. OpTic have seized the site, gained the plant, and Team Liquid's retake, it doesn't see any utility. Don't have flashes on Nevera or Scream or even Demasic. All 3 of these players capable of flashing you up, but not in this round. With 2 Sheriffs and a Frenzy, the best play here is probably to try and contain OpTic. You can see that's what they're looking for. But right now, that's not going too well. Keeping these players there so they die to the spike ain't too possible when they just come sprinting at you. At least 1 kill, but that's all they'll get.
Yeah, a pretty clean round coming out from OpTic, and he recovered the Spectre as well. The extra weapon retrieved. Already online as well for Victor, and the Cosmic Divide also not too far away, so that's why they were pushing so aggressively. Because especially going aggressively into some of these sites, so you don't have that classic anchor player. Sure, that means their utility can't be taken away, but it also means the aggression that you want from Scream and Nevera with the flashes will be gone. Like, you can't have those quick swinging peaks that you would normally get from those couple of players. So that could really close down the distance in this round in particular.
Crashies has gone in here for a Vandal. The one guy investing a little bit heavy, but it could change that win rate just enough. You're straight blitzing and flash around is perfect. And Scream, he ate that flash. The sight not theirs yet with Yumpy, but he can't disappear. 2 kills, and that's all he'll get with an immediate shutdown on Solkas. The trade is as good as you could wish for in a round where OpTic came in mostly without Vandals, and now that's all they've got.
Yeah. Essentially gonna get past the drop. That might be a bit of a surprise, but no, never mind. It's been spotted, and with the Cosmic Divide, okay, it locks them in, but it also means that Liquid, they would need to try and have something to get through. The Crossfire on the other side is going to make this a tough move to try and get back in. In fact, they might just even want to try and hold them out. The fight's awkward. Navira will get one, but he's desperately low. Has to just look to fade away here and save the gun into the next round. And again, OpTic are going to get off to a flyer of a start.
Really a fantastic round plan. I enjoy that Crashies buys the rifle, but that's not the key point of the round. It's Victor sprinting it into B, popping the old flashing Scream. That level of pace just wasn't expected. He barely had time to do anything. And if he was to do anything, it was to pop a curveball, one of his flashes around the corner, which he could not do. Completely countering out any sort of utility from Team Liquid, bringing it to close-range fights where the numbers are in your favor. OpTic couldn't have set themselves up any better, and they just got those dominoes and gave them a little tip. Now 3-0, and Team Liquid are forced to an eco.
Yeah, they're still going to have the rifle saved, at least. But again, just this early control being taken, farming up the orbs back towards that null command. Already, though, quite a bit of information garnered on the other side, but it's patient. And a peek back in, yay, again. Those opening duel numbers just seem to be increasing by the second. Now the response is going to be a tough one. I believe Scream, yeah, he's at least managed to retrieve the rifle. So that's something, that's some element of hope. But again, we saw this in the last map. It seems to take something to get Liquid back on track.
Look, even with him recovering the rifle, it's the patience of OpTic. They started with a main control, they got paranoid, fell back and held for the aggression on B main and on middle. Getting those advantages. Now all that's left is to close out the round. The information game is strong. They've spotted both players. They know where the rifle is. They're going to fall back completely, avoid that rifle, and make use of the space being garnered by Ye and by Marv, who've pushed up on B main and mid. The rotations being heard. Ye knows he's got the spacing, and that's the rifle he's challenging and dropping right away.
And he's not going to overdo it either.
20 seconds, and these players are now moving back to mid. Where are we going with this? 3 kills for Ye, 15 on the clock. Demasink is still sat on the A site. There is a 1% chance. 10 seconds. If he can drop the planter, the timing is right. He's not being revealed. 6 seconds. He's caught. He's dealt with.
A Prime Gaming flawless in the end, but I can see your worry. If they plant anywhere else, if Ye doesn't come through from the flank at that last second, maybe, just maybe, there's a chance that he actually drops a spike, but in the end, fairly controlled for OpTic. You're going to have the Tour de Force almost online on the other side, and this is where Liquid really need to make their stand, because this start from OpTic has been sublime. They've been controlled all the way through. They've been pushing and pulling Liquid. The fact is, this composition from the Liquid side does revolve around a level of aggression, being able to challenge positions on the map. Now, I do think the operator coming into play for Yumpy will benefit them hugely with that, but at the same time, you look at the credits that are already there for OpTic, they're going to have a lot of chances to adapt.
This isn't a case where you win a single round and get to even up the odds. Team Liquid are behind, and the recovery, the path to recovery, requires an insane amount of consistency to come out of this defensive side in a game that thus far they have seen countered out of from the get-go. OpTic had Ye find 4 kills in the previous round, and that's important for a few reasons. Number one, the confidence of this guy being able to go out, take that mid control, and now put that in the back of Liquid's mind. You leave that map control unchecked for a moment, and Ye could be making that play. But further to that, those 4 kills put him 1 away from bringing up his tour de force and maybe being the thing that challenges Yumpy on the off. Maybe not this round, but all he needs is the 1 orb.
Yeah, and both him and Marv being 7-0 is a pretty terrifying prospect already for Liquid. Again, though, this is where the dynamic could change. We mentioned that operator battle. The fact that Ye is #1 in the stats, and I believe Yumpy is #2. Well, only one of them has the operator for this round and is looking to try and take an early challenge on towards shore.
And there it is. Yumpy winning it out. Navarro up close. He's gone for a risky peek with the man advantage as well. That's a costly loss. They at least trade it back. But this leaves Dimasic for a while alone. Luckily, Yumpy's cleaning up those mid-fights, and as Victor emerges, there's 2 players ready to fight. They've dropped Dimasic. They've got themselves into a safe corner, and they'll slip underneath the door, even throwing some utility to completely bait them. They might think maybe 1 guy can be here, but 2, it's never going to be expected. The numbers now equalized, and Finesse. Ow! They almost got collided. Victor on 50, but he's got the 1v1. The man he's up against is Scream, and he's getting the orb. Scream will get it just in time, and now he's got his ultimate to play with. Thing is, that's being called by the team. He's just got his ult online, well, he sure isn't in B main.
It's now up to Victor to try and play a little unorthodox, knowing there's a high chance that Scream is going to be able to play with that ult to give him a chance to take him out for free. He's gone all the way back in towards the market, a smart position to hold from. A spot unlikely to be checked, and maybe even a free kill coming through on the other side. The ult through. This could actually be very dangerous. If Scream doesn't find him, he could just go back. He's going to wait for him. This is brilliant from Victor. He's waiting to get that final kill, and I think Scream has made the realization. He's going to knife him to get them their 5th round. Embarrassment for Scream and elation for Victor.
One of the smartest plays we'll see from that 2vx, the duels chipping away, the door closed, the utility up top, the sneak through, and even that op shot, 99-1, it connected onto Victor. With the body and the position of the shot, saving him so he could clutch it out at the end. That is one of the best plays that we're gonna see for a while, and putting OpTic on 5-0, crippling Liquid's economy. The impact is massive.
Oh, Yumpy's angry. Yumpy is angry, but it's only going to be the 1. For a trade out of a tour de force, not really worth it. That was the main threat they had in this round, although Mitch will tell you it's the Ares.
Yeah, you got to watch out for that Ares, man. The reveal comes up, you're going down, but no, obviously the tour de force was the point man in this, and this is what we talk about with teams that save that tour de force for one of these rounds. Obviously this one's more how it panned out, but we do see it at times where teams save it multiple rounds, play it on an eco, and if you go down, the teammates can't pick it up. But now they can look to pick up advantages elsewhere, and Scream has the perfect timing. These players are sneaking their way in. He'll get 1 for free. Damage done. And here could be the reward, the follow through. The Ares not landing the shots. Still some damage done by it. VA left on a sliver of health.
He's wrong with the position, but it forces him out into the open. Finesse is able to turn the tide once more, and space being taken by Ye. This could actually be the death of him. He's only on 8 HP, but no gun, currently out. And Dimasic will go down once more to El Diablo. They're rotating to the other side of the map again, just playing with the players of Liquid, and Monavera might be able to get one.
Oh, let's play. That hurts. At least they'll detect 2 here. He's even gotten the tour de force pop out of Ye. That's that. The round closed, and sure, they commit an ult towards the end of it, but I'm not too worried about that. This is a 6-0 scoreline, and Tom, unless I'm wrong, I think the crowd might be starting to get behind OpTic a little bit, and it's hard not to with this scoreline.
The crowd is a fickle beast. If you watch,
got a crowd of GBs out there.
If you watched in Copenhagen, a lot of Fnatic fans, and then FPX started to win. And the Fnatic fans started to disappear. You know?
People took off their jackets, sat there in plain t-shirts. Yeah, dude, I came here for FPX.
Yeah, I think Meg had a few of the crowd switching as well on her own.
Did they just try to seize hot hands and then just miss the hot hands? Is it shallow? Not on the same spot either way. I mean, OpTic, they're not committing to this fully. They're just making a lot of noise, making a lot of presence, getting Team Liquid to be a little bit itchy on the other sides of the map, to go out for overextensions so they can find some kills. The trap caught Yumpy in A main, but the man that needs to be careful here is Dimasic. He's got practically half the team waiting for him on the other side, and now he's been spotted by the drone, but the one-way discourages them. A flash set up here. It's coming in from both of them. They trade flashes and trade kills. Scream will bail out of that, concede the control, and from this point, OpTic can try to pincer into B. At least that's what Liquid are thinking. but they've still waited away on short this whole time. That's been spotted now, though.
Oh, Demon6 swings back, and yay! It's just too good in those scenarios. The individual skill of this man, unmatched within the server. And while Yumpy, the last time he had an operator, he was ever so close to taking the round on his own, just a sliver of HP on the other side. Hunter's Fury going through, won't be able to find him. He's still here, but the shot not connected. Half HP or less, and it is easily countered by Ye. In fact, Finesse also holding those flanks. Liquid are being obliterated right now, and Scream, the only man that stands in their way from the half already being won.
Absolute masterclass from OpTic on this attack side. 7-0 now confirmed as Scream falls. And they had the trade player there to take him down. Crashies was able to swing even if Marv lost that duel, as unlikely as it seemed. This is a game that just seems so difficult for Team Liquid to find any advantage in. And when they are put into these desperate scenarios, mistakes are being forced by OpTic. And that's it. I don't think Liquid are making mistakes as much as OpTic are forcing them into them. Like, the fact that you have such heavy control coming up on mid, the flash trade play, they start to make noise, they start to make the guys think, okay, we're coming B, and Dima swings, gets the info. It's the re-swing.
It's the recurring utility. That's what makes this triple initiator comp so powerful. It's just the fact that you're able to basically force your opponents into constantly looking for information while you almost have it for free.
Liquid have called a timeout here, Tom. Better late than never. Still a quarter left to play with here before we swap sides. But this needs to be close to flawless. They have ultis coming in, but no money. And I wonder what it's like to enter on a stage where the crowd cheers for you and they give a little golf clap for the others. You win rounds, you start comebacks, clutches, and they're on your side. But now, 7 rounds in a row, louder and louder the cheers for OpTic are ringing in as the rounds end. Team Liquid may even start to feel that they've not only lost favor in the series, but lost the favor of the crowd as well. And they have a while to go before they earn it back, at least as far as this map goes.
Yeah, they're attempting something here, but Victor, no trouble for him whatsoever. The aggression of Nivera once again finds nothing. Demon6 still waiting on the angle. It's almost a full rotation, just leaving Yumpy alone with a headhunter deep in B main. Drone actually might allow him to get a kill, but there's other counter utility. Somehow he escapes. That's not bad for Demon6. He hasn't had the most success, but bear in mind, every time something like that has happened, pressure from OpTic comes out elsewhere.
The key thing there is Victor lobbing in the nade, the drone active. You only had Finesse to cover. Gave Demasic the opportunity to quickly zip into the angle and grab one. But that was a mistake where 2 players are caught with utility out. Now the rifles in this same position for Ye, the same aggression that's won them so many rounds before. And the distraction coming in on the side. Well, it's not going too badly with the trades at least. But they've still got a completely unaccounted for player of Ye just having snuck into spawn. The off angle now, but expected or not, Yumpy was dealt with and the plant can now be found safely.
Yeah, again, it must be nice just having this man on your side. Being able to lurk through mid, do so much damage, and survive. At least in the majority of rounds. Looking to get close.
The majority of he's 13-1, Tom.
That's the majority.
It's just what he died once.
That's the majority. It's not all.
Give him a break.
It's not all rounds.
Survived that round with like 3 kills on 8 HP. Like, the man's closest thing to a Terminator I've seen. Unless we've got a vat of lava, I don't think we're getting rid of this guy. See if they can at least grab an exit. The player's waiting in the spawn. You can see Solkis has the angle with the rifle. He wants to save it. Wants to make it costly for OpTic. Way, shape, or form.
Sit back down. Sit back down.
Yeah, go to the spike. It's not worth facing. Yeah, you're not getting that kill. You don't want to give him an orb. 8-0. Just an absolute desolation. North America have come in here to make a statement, and that statement is being made.
Defeated.
Liquid come into this round with a lot of ults. They've got the run it back. No command. Nightfall as well. There's plenty to play with. You've even got Yumpy back on his operator. As said, the closest round they've had was based off that gun. The thing is, though, at the moment, they're up against an unstoppable force. C's down early will at least force EA back, but look at them. So many players on that B site, and it seems like an instant response. OpTic have the perfect read here. There is nobody on A, and they're just going to waltz in for free.
A perfect pace change from them. Now, with the ultis online, Liquid are obviously content to play the retake. We are already having the Nightmare coming through. The Nightfall, excuse me, as the Nightmare attempts to take them, but Scream got caught. Trades are good, but for the ulti that was committed, I think they want a bit more. Dealing with the players on site doesn't look too easy either. There's just no inch being given. Damage done again and again, and they fail to find anything. 9-0. Liquid have no credits left, and this half is already out of their control. How does this map look so much better for OpTic than Bind? A map we were terrified for Liquid on. We said they didn't have a chance over there, but when it came to Ascent, Tom, they look so much better on this map. Well, not this time.
Yeah, that's the thing. I almost wonder if teams are going to have to start really questioning whether they play Ascent.
Just don't play OpTic.
That's a good way.
Easy.
You just if you see them coming up on the bracket, you just lose before that happens. But then you can just try and avoid them completely. But yeah, a team who've been fantastic throughout this year. Once again, showing their dominance to the world, showing they're not going anywhere.
Well, they've shown their dominance to the world time and time again, but versus EMEA, less than 10% of the time they pull it across the line. 1-10 is their record.
Yeah, that's the map record as well. And in terms of series, hasn't happened for them.
And now here they stand, already doubling up those numbers, and for the 9-0 lead versus Sheriffs, things are looking fantastic. And the last round was high pace, okay? That was quick. Forget that round. Think about the rest of the game. They had such a controlled pace. Like, yes, when they go for pushes, they can be all out aggressive. They can have Victor on a third round with a Sheriff rushing in with his ulti. But the reality is, in most rounds, this is how they play. Yeah. Slow, methodical, allowing you to make a mistake. And when you don't, they're going to force you to make one.
Smoke down, but on the other side, the Cosmic Dividing. Soulcast does manage to get himself one. The pistol from Navira! How is this looking like the first round they'll win? It is a Prime Gaming flawless out from Liquid as well. Maybe there's a little bit of life left in this team just yet.
3 rounds the best that they can get, but 1 better than it was looking like we'd see. This play right there, he seized, but he still makes it. He has that little bit of room, and he just needs that small amount of space. 9-1 as Team Liquid find their first round, but OpTic feel destined to answer back any moment now.
We saw the wind get into their sails last time after a slow start to Bind, but this has been a different story. If that can get them going once again. Yumpy, they're already under pressure, some utility thrown through. And again, we're seeing Soulcast just looking to try and challenge into middle. Has a little bit of support from Scream, but because of the lurk that's been going through so regularly out of Ye, they've had to actually post players up. However, that Prowler is going to tell them there's at least one here, but they didn't know the other. And actually, it's still Scream to get the kill. The trade, though, is back so fast.
Yeah, fantastic reveal up and over by Soulcast, but the response from OpTic, they trade kills, they do damage to Scream, and now they're stacked up to take a one-way smoke fading as they attempt to swing the corner. Navera meets them. Okay, tripling up in this round, 9-2. Team Liquid might just have a hope if they can push to 3, but they need that. They need the pistol. They need more than they've found in the past 30 rounds. This is a tough scenario, with the wind starting to pick up now. The speed of this comeback yet to be determined.
By the looks of it, they need Navira. I think that's the piece of the puzzle that's been missing. 6 kills over the last couple of rounds, two before that entirely. Still though, a chance for OpTic to close this out strong. Still having the weaponry, tour de force online as well. Okay, the null command has been built up for Navira, but again, they look to just pressure into this B site quickly as they have done before. Sick left blind in the corner, and this time Navira is almost dead within the first couple of seconds, but they have at least managed to force OpTic back.
Oh, all the way back, in fact. Look, they're wrapping completely around. In the last round, we saw Solkas and Scream in mid, a flash into the smoke, a reveal up and over, confirming mid control for them, guaranteed, and they found Finesse on the back of that. This time he survives into the late round. Cycle out the utility and look for info on A. But Team Liquid, they're reading this. They're sensing. Ain't been enough noise outside of B. They haven't seen anything there. Just managed to catch FNS. They maintain just the 3 players on the site. Still a flash to play with for Scream, and Solkas needed that fight. They'll hold on to control, and he'll go down. Victor with a phenomenal trade, but they're not going to A. They're faking it out. 3 players there. It means only Sick to hold, and Ye is seeking him out. 9 for OpTic, and it could be double digits pretty soon. Look at this position. Surely not expected. They actually are! They clear it!
And the spike is only just making its way towards the site. Tour de force now activated. Yumpy gonna get caught. They know that he's coming from behind. Even still, though, Marv, he's just burning. 2 HP, almost goes down. And now looking to try and pressure through Scream. He knows that this spot is being homed in on. Not wanting to give Ye that peek, and he won't connect the shot this time. They have been able to garner some space, but do they even know Marv is here? He's lurking within the smoke. If he gets the timing right, he might be able to win them the round. He might not even be needed at all, though. The timing's spread through, and Ye is going to be the one alongside him to close it. We've heard of a 9-3 curse. We've heard of OpTic's curse versus EMEA. Is there going to be a 10-2 curse and somehow a turnaround for Liquid?
In a game where Ye comes out of it 19-3 in the first half, it is hard to argue against the green wall sweeping over EMEA. NA looking fantastic. Is there any hope from the analyst desk?
Baby, sometimes you just gotta let a chef cook. You know what I'm saying? And Ye's out there cooking.
He is cooking.
He is cooking. He's making a filet mignon. All right, and it's flavored with Team Liquid's tears. This has just been rough for Liquid, Brent. Look, I'm just calling it what it is. That was just nuts. You couldn't have asked for a better play here, even at this one as well, Brent. How like Team Liquid, they thought they had the reads. Oh yeah, but here's Victor.
Yeah, I mean, this play was just iconic, wasn't it? Just a complete fundamental outplay. I mean, what a way to highlight, I think, the way that half was going. Because you saw improvements from OpTic across the board with the way that they were playing. I think they've made great strides with this triple initiator composition and how they're playing it. But when Ye is putting up numbers like this, and Marvs is also right beside him, obviously putting up much more reasonable numbers of what you'd expect, it's just so hard to stand up against OpTic.
Yeah, it's time to stop. It's time to stop the discourse around who is the best player in the world. Just accept it. It's Ye. He has been for a while now. The guy is absolutely cracked out of his mind. 19-3, up against Liquid, here in map 3. The pressure, it just doesn't even exist to him.
No. The guy is just cool, calm, and collected. Ice cold. El Diablo on the stage. And this guy is just a casual reminder, I think, to everybody that he's still making a case for best player in the world. He's still here, by the way. As much as everybody likes to brush OpTic under the carpet with their team, their overall players, this guy is still making statements.
Yes.
It has been clinical from OpTic Gaming. Does Team Liquid have a chance? They're going to have to dig deep in this second half, or else OpTic are sending them to the lower bracket. Mitch and Tom, over to you.
One of the better series we've seen out of Marv at this tournament. He has looked fantastic, but himself and Victor's performance, crashes on previous maps.
Slightly overshadowed.
It's just been overshadowed a little bit by Ye.
A little bit, just tad.
10-2. This is a tough spot to play from if you're Team Liquid, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Seems inevitable that OpTic close this out.
Let's let them stew in it just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just let them really stew in the fact that this is 10-2. Oh, God. That is not the timing we were looking for. I guess it gives them the chance to maybe reset the momentum a little bit, but I think we're really clutching at straws if we think this is going to do much to really benefit the side of Liquid. It has just been a decimation. Again, I think lest we forget that this OpTic team always had their struggles early on. They come into the playoff stage and they have always been impossible to beat, it seems. Last time around, a top 3 finish, that was almost given question marks because of the performances of the likes of FPX, PaperX. PaperX are already gone. FPX in the lower bracket, OpTic, 10-2 up in a map that would finally have them beating an EMEA squad, and I think putting any doubt out the window.
I think it's one of the worst things to have to sit in this sort of scenario as Team Liquid. They obviously have a little bit of a technical issue. All that's being worked on. They're sat there, not discussing with their coach what's coming up next, and even then, it's the pistol that we're going to be kicking off on.
They're really good at those as well.
Yeah.
That's the
Hey guys,
scariest thing here.
We just need this pistol. And if you think about it, hey, they've actually won 2 out of 5 pistols so far. But one of the ones they won, they lost the follow-up round and then got shut out at the start. It definitely a new face of Liquid we need to see.
Yeah, they need someone to step up. And luckily in the last couple of rounds, it was at least like Navira being able to show that that stature of an incredible player is still there. Even still though, it's not enough. It's not even close to enough.
Crowd diff though. It certainly has been, man. I think comparing this to even going into like the last couple days of the previous event, I mean, we are only getting started here. Second day with the crowd. It's only going to get better. We're only going to get more packed out. And yet, it feels like it's got 3 times what we had last time already.
Yeah, he never misses in that. You know what, I agree with you. That is an 100% accurate sign. I will say that the one thing's exciting me most about the next series, like, there was an opportunity here for OpTic to silence the crowd and even turn some of the crowd. In the next game, if Xset managed to turn the crowd, I think we will also start seeing Psycho walk on water and turn water into wine. Like that's the sort of miracle he would need.
He's got the hair for it, man. I wouldn't.
That's true.
I wouldn't deny it. But yeah, no, I think. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised that we had the crowd turn to OpTic so quickly on this third map. But
I think it's still mixed. I don't think they've gone. They're
not gone completely.
They're in hibernation.
Liquid went around. They're there for it, but you heard it on the walkouts, man. You saw Ye come out. I was expecting the same roar, and it was just,
yeah, for sure. But the thing is what, like, especially with. Firstly, we've got the Turkish region normally playing within EMEA, so they will have seen these stars week in, week out. Especially if you are like a fan of like BBL footballist, you will have seen Scream do some pretty nasty things to your teams in the past. So he definitely has a fan base knowing how strong he is as an individual player. Not been here yet in this game. Now I will say, going into that attacking side, that is where you do normally see Scream shine. Farming up those orbs, taking the space, opening up rounds. The thing is, I do feel like just being humiliated like that early, firstly, it will have angered him and probably pump him up, but he has looked a little flat.
Look, the first half certainly didn't go according to plan. They were getting caught off at times. Moving into this, I can see the logic, Scream picking up orbs on the attack and so on, but one mistake, and it will slip out from under them. Now we have to begin things on one of the weaker aspects of Team Liquid's play. I believe the players are getting amped up and ready to go, and well, these next couple seconds are going to decide everything for Team Liquid. If they don't win this pistol, they're already looking at that lower bracket run. This comeback's got to be one of the more difficult to make happen. If DRX can do it, anyone can.
Hey, what are you trying to say? There is a man that will come up and fight you, I will tell you that now, and he really isn't that far away. But yeah, we are going to be getting back into things. A crucial pistol needed for Liquid, something they haven't been able to pull off too many times throughout this tournament, but they are in desperation for one. And they are all building up outside of B. Now they've avoided that Haunt, which might sell a bit of a nasty fake, but they're just sprinting it, running all the way through, looking to try and take these early fights, and they have been spotted making their move.
A pace. Oh, right out the way that OpTic, look, they seemed ready for him. Nobody's caught off, no one's in no man's land, and they've got double stack up on the site. 2 players ready to take these duels now, a 4v2, as OpTic win every single one. And the history of Team Liquid's pistols repeats itself here, 11-2. Surely that's the final straw for Liquid coming into this round. There's, I mean, you take the eco, 12-2, 10 rounds in a row is pretty tough. You don't take the eco, you probably already lost.
Yeah, it's pick your poison. What is the worst case scenario? Well, probably not having a buy at all.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So they're just going to have to take the pistols in this one, try and get something done with them. They are a team known for their pistol play. Even still, the percentage chance of them stealing this one is low.
Yeah, when it comes to thrifties, somehow the pistols are a little better in their hands. When it comes to pistol rounds, not so much. Round 14, and OpTic already knocking on victory's door. Sheriffs all around for Team Liquid. Have spread out to look for these advantages, look for the duels. And I think a lot of this, you know, these early rounds, you're looking for information, you're looking for, okay, that Prowler walk by. That's a decent opportunity for Yumpy. Something unaccounted for, and OpTic lose a man. Still, everybody else running with those fully automatic weapons. And Team Liquid will be diving, actually, so it's just Finesse on his own. The Spectre's gonna have to put up some numbers, and the timing is so poor.
And it's been taken out by Yumpy. An opportunity here, Scream gets spotted, but actually it's Yumpy again. He's just taken over this round, 3 kills already. A lifeline may be possible. It's a little bit risky, but Navera gets the kill anyway. Marv now left alone, and he's gonna be executed. If there was a hope in hell of this series turning, Liquid needed a round like that. And well, thankfully Yumpy has given it to them.
11-3. Light at the end of the tunnel still pretty dim. But being able to catch some of these duels, the pace, catching them off guard and winning a round like this as well, might give you that mental reset. Still, a concern for me, trading rounds back and forth. We've seen it. I've seen it on previous maps, and now rolling into this at 11-3. OpTic, they're gonna take a nice light buy. They don't have to rush this to the finish line, conceding it essentially to Team Liquid. But based on what we saw on Bind, where the classics were able to decimate a very similar
buy.
buy.
He still has a headhunter as well, so let's not be silly. The man can still do damage, but Liquid have bought so much into this round. They've just gone straight for rifles. No point messing about here, and well, they're just going to slaughter the players within the B site. An easy take, some confidence built, but ultimately a long way from changing the outcome of this map.
Scream on close. It's a risk. One that pays off for the first, not for the second. Now a rifle can be retrieved with the door closed as well. There's not even a chance of sight lines, and you can see Marv's idea. I'll take that rifle into the next round. Thank you very much.
That's a little bit of a bonus. Something they won't be able to save as well, which for Demasic will be a little bit of extra frustration, considering he still only has a Spectre, although he is going to get a kill for absolutely nothing, and now they're going to go on the hunt. The thing is for Scream, although he loses the gun, it's still somewhat worthwhile just to get the orbs. To have that free opportunity to run into a site. As said, that's where the danger truly lies if you're up against Team Liquid, having that run it back. And actually, they are getting ever closer to stealing this away. Only a second or two left for them to try and kill off this player, and it looks like Marv will be allowed to hold onto the gun.
Yeah, Navera just had 20 HP. He was the closest man to it. If that's your Spectre, sure, he's going to be swinging around that corner just looking for you, W key in the rest of the round, but no point risking an extra rifle for a fight you're probably going to lose. 11-4. So many rounds needed for Team Liquid, but a run it back online immediately. They can use that coming into round 16. And remember, the ult was what got such a heavy success early on for OpTic when they went for that blitz out to B. Victor had his ulti online early, and it was the deciding factor, essentially. For Team Liquid, though, I don't think they've gotten the value out of these run-it-backs. I mean, half the time they're getting knifed coming out of it.
Yeah, we didn't see too many of them. The one we remember wasn't pretty. Now again, double up in towards the market. Rifles finally on the board. Ults not really close, particularly for the side of OpTic. Already looking to go quite direct in towards this B site. You imagine the point of contact is going to be Scream. Just getting ready to go for the flash, and well, yeah, he's completely blind, but he hasn't seen him. He's missed him, just sat within the corner, the spam, doing a decent amount of damage as well. And this is all the while Crashy's at the back of the site.
The shot from Ye connects. This guy shut down the run it back, shut down Navera as well. So much utility evaporating out of Team Liquid's hands. Grenade down. A star waiting, a flash to pop. The swing from Victor could grab information, but he goes into the smoke! Unexpected in the follow-up from Marv, trading it back and forth, keeping the advantage. What's lost now? Ye thought he could sneak his way in, but he's been caught. And now Liquid given another chance to take this across the line to keep themselves alive.
Dimasic is so lucky to be alive. He TP'd into the site and still managed to headshot Ye before he realized the danger man gone. But this wraparound could be everything. Are they even going to expect it? They will now with the steps, and Soulcast up close is going to drop another. Liquid, they come back to make it 5. Still desperately close and a little bit of luck along the way. I want to see that kill out from Dimasic again because he should have been dead. He TP'd into that site blind while in a smoke. Watch this. It's just so madness. It's just madness.
11-5.
Nice!
Another round.
Let's go!
Baba made it after all.
Desk thought it was safe, but little did it know. As we said, still so much more to do. But this is where at least a reward will be found right away. OpTic down to pistols, down to lighter weapons. 1 rifle in play for Marv. Everybody else going to be taking a bit of a back foot in these early fights. Now, the thing for OpTic, they've had a lot of success with these rounds. They take risks, and this risk on the push into mid is going to allow them to have a very early flank. Already Marv, the man with the rifles, coming behind, but they've managed to root out FNS. Nobody is on the B site, but if Marv can find the value, if that flank timing can be as good as it looks like it will, he's only got the damage for now. The kill at least on the swing, but Ye gets traded. This is not as good as it could have been, but at least he finds another. This is keeping the hope alive, and Victor can get a rifle on his way back through.
He was inches away from dropping the spike. The next man around was actually Dimasic, but all in all, Liquid are not in too bad a spot. They'll remove some utility as well. Victor still has all of his flashes to play with, but he's going to have to wait for them to come back online. Going to use the knife first. Flash over the top. It leaves Yumpy completely blind, but it doesn't matter. They're going to connect both shots anyway. The distance down now to just 5 rounds, but still, the ult's starting to creep up for either side. And Ye, well, I feel like he's been out of the action in a lot of rounds so far, Mitch. All it takes is 1, and they hit OT.
That's always going to be the problem. For OpTic, they might start to feel the tension build bit by bit, but at the end of the day, they are still ahead by such a significant amount. This pause, I think it's the right time for it.
Yeah.
Like you said, with that gap down to 5 rounds, you're not that far away from Team Liquid catching up. They'll take their time now to hopefully close it out. Remember, they've got a ton to play with. We're gonna see another round where Ye has the operator. He's even got his tour de force if he wants to pull that through. See, Yumpy is gonna be doing that.
Yeah, I think this is a time as well for Finesse. Like, he has said it many a time in interviews that he almost loves the haters. Like, he will almost relish the fact that the crowd is firmly in the favor of Liquid at this point, but they don't want to let it get too close.
Ye came out of the previous half smelling the roses. And it's funny to kind of say, you know, oh, he's been a bit quiet. It's like he's having
yeah.
a good half.
He still did well in the pistol. It's just the last couple, maybe not so much.
It's not a bad half. It's just a few rounds that have slipped away. Still 23-7. You know, it's a mediocre performance for sure. Something I'm sure anybody on Team Liquid would be after right now. We had Navera as the hero of some earlier rounds. Yumpy stepping it up here in his tour de force. What's going to be leading this round around the mid-peaks, looking for some duels. But obviously, if you're on OpTic, you're fully aware that this is in play. You're not going to be jumping into angles. Just
you're also seeing Liquid use a fair amount of utility into mid just in case Ye is there. If you're taking over this control, you don't want to risk this man finding a hell of a lot of value. And actually, I think that's both Prowlers already gone for Soulcast. So very worried about this push coming through. Instead, he's taken deep B control, and now they set up into A.
You also have Dimasic, ult online, so he's lurking outside B, and with all this utility and the Prowlers going through, and now they look at an A push, that might just get the push to come out of Ye. If he swings a little wide, it could be massive, and never mind the possibility of going back, perhaps, but at this point, why? You just plant it down, and I don't think OpTic will even want to contest for this. Yeah. Dimasic almost just becomes a hunter now. Instead of lurking on one side of the map, he's going out looking to draw blood.
I don't know how they're doing it, but they are avoiding Yay. I feel like he's cursed in this half so far. He's been on the wrong side every single time, and the faster pace pushes, giving away very little information from Liquid, are really causing issues now for OpTic. As you said, Dimasic, there's a lot of value if he can take these guns away, especially that operator. Even considering throwing in the paranoia, but waiting for some teammates to come through. He knows that they're going to be on this other side, but Ye is already going to connect one of the shots. It's still worth attempting to remove some of this weaponry for Liquid. Anybody they can kill off is a gun that's going to be gone for the next round, but OpTic are holding strong, and well, this is why they've been quite lucky to avoid Ye. He's just wiped out 3 of them.
They found nothing on that hunt. OpTic, well, breathing a sigh of relief, I imagine. Those weapons carried forward, they can mount a full buy here and still have a decent chance. That reveal going uncontested, costing heavily as the players swing in, knowing exactly where to look. 4 between them. If you asked me at halftime, I'm not sure I thought this was possible. The attack for Team Liquid looking stellar, but as we said, only 1 mistake needed. And so far, they've done a great job avoiding Ye. But 1 round, he's going to get his sights on a player, and that's where things can just take a turn for the worse.
5 in a row now for Liquid. Again, they've got this lurk. A different player this time, and they are looking to try and build in. Now, bear in mind, you do have Scream with that run it back, going straight through, but Ye almost avoiding him at this stage. Not trying to find him, he'll get him with the no-scope, and they are pushing into this man's crosshairs, but it's only a trade-out. It still gives the space back for a couple of players to peek in. However, the sight has gone the way of Liquid once again.
Look at Yumpy. He is so late getting around here. It's being spotted for, though. Finesse, wise to his tricks, has now caught the kill and main control. Team Liquid sectioned into the site. Nightfall on each side, thrown out. Solkus in trouble. He had a Prowler on him, but the awful screen on the backside is taking kill after kill. The clutch player of Crashies, he's been so damn good, but this time it's not happening. Team Liquid are on the way back, 11-8. And OpTic have got to be sweating now. This game should never have been this close.
There's no way. There's no way. I still can't believe until we see an 11-11 scoreline. But I can tell you now, the crowd behind me definitely does. Scream just picked up an operator. That's already enough for me. A 2v3 clutch. Even with Ye being on the right side, even with Victor being able to push through and hit a timing, and that's the thing. That was their sort of riskier purchase. Now they come in with purely SMGs.
Here we go.
Well, a tour de force for Ye.
Great flash, follow through. He's got the control, the ability to TP out. Can't go too much further around that corner, but he's going to extend all the way. The shot out, no connection, and he almost gets traded. Ye sticking around, but as that timer ticks and players could come into link, he's just going to have to fall back. It's understandable. Close to finding the opening duel, but ultimately, Tom, when you look elsewhere, if he goes down, this round's practically over. You've got Stingers, Inspectors, Pistols. Sure, there's a chance for them, but you want Ye to stay alive and to keep having these opportunities to take duels.
So Cass is trying to throw in a fake, but they're pushing him. They're pushing him. He's going to get the information and the spam through, but the flash leaves him blind. Even still there, they're going to make their move in towards this B site instead. The whole team going through. Finesse has been able to find one through the smoke, and Crashies at the back of the site has been hard to beat. Even still, though, the IGL is stepping up! What is that from Finesse? He still has a teammate at the back of the site as well, and now the rotation's coming through. Finesse has done enough.
Bolt call even came in. You saw the shock dart trying to hunt Dimasic down, now the last man alive, and not for much longer, 3 players peeking, and it's Ye, a headhunter wall bang to the head as well. 12 found at last. This was the round you feared as an EMEA fan. OpTic finding success, and sure, Liquid have got the economy to fall back on, but the ult economy in favor of OpTic. And they need 1 of the next 4. We were in this scenario in the previous map, and they closed it out right away.
29 kills for Ye. Finesse having probably the 3 most impactful kills in this game so far, and by the looks of it, might be a little bit of aggression coming out from Yumpy, just looking for that initial fight. Ult in favor firmly with OpTic, and already they're going to take down Demasig. This was not the start they were looking for. In fact, we're going to see the Hunter's Fury out. Solcast needs to survive this, and he won't. This is the beginning of the end. So much damage just done off that Hunter's Fury. And now Navira and Yumpy, 2v5 to keep them in the upper bracket.
Team Liquid put up one hell of a fight on the way back in, but OpTic have looked so good on these last 2 maps. Sure, they maybe lost the rhythm for a little bit, but here and now, the man of Yay, he'll be caught, but Victor won't. Always ready to trade.